place we slept together felt like a crime scene. I remember standing by the bed, the covers a mess, and a quiet in me I didn't recognize, like someone had taken the color out of the room. The room smelled faintly of cheap cologne and burnt coffee.
Right. I can hear how raw that memory still is.
Hey, I'm Samnang. And before we go further, a quick heads up. This episode gets into infidelity and grief. If that's too close, please pause and come back when you feel safe. Okay.
And I'm James. For anyone new here, this is S&J Pride, two guys who have been together over a decade, telling true stories about what happened and what we learned. We're not therapists. We're telling you what we lived.
So let me tell you what happened. Not like an incident report, but like I felt it.
Wait, slow down. What did you actually see?
A phone, face down. A late text I wasn't supposed to see. Not pornographic, not violent. Just the language that hides someone else. Late hours, secret plans. When I read it, my body sank.
I remember that night on autopilot, listening to you pacing. I kept thinking I could fix it by apologizing harder. That was naive.
And not apology phase. God, we cycled through it. There were nights of explanations that felt like rehearsed scripts, and there were nights of silence where neither of us knew whether to sleep or sit with the grief. I believed for a while that if he said I'm sorry enough, the trust would magically reappear.
But you didn't feel it, right?
No, I didn't. Trust didn't come back. The first turning moment wasn't an apology. It was when he answered one simple question honestly. Who have you told? That honesty
was the first proof.
After that, it was the small, boring things that mattered. He started with a list I could check. Morning text at 8:12 a.m. every weekday. On the train, thinking of you. A photo of his empty desk at 1:03 p.m., so I knew he was where he said. A weekly check-in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. for the first 12 weeks. Those tiny, boring proofs added up.
Yeah, and I learned the hard way that consistency beats a million grand gestures. I tried the grand gesture route once, and you called it out. Rightly so.
There was a night I asked for passwords and you balked. You said I need some privacy to rebuild myself. I said, trust me on this one. Privacy isn't what I'm asking for. Safety is. You didn't like that. We argued. It got loud. He accused me of policing him. I accused him of hiding. That fight almost ended it.
I remember feeling cornered, and defensiveness became a wall. What changed was when I stopped defending and started offering measurable actions. I'll check in at lunch. I'll share plans for the weekend. Here's what I will do for the next 90 days. Concrete steps made the difference.
We set boundaries that actually had teeth. I told him what would break me again. I said exactly what safety looked like. Immediate honesty about any contact, curfews on certain apps, and the right to leave shared spaces if I felt unsafe. He didn't like all of it. He had his fears. We negotiated. It was messy.
And I pushed back sometimes, not because I wanted secrecy, but because some things felt invasive. You said, I understand that, but right now, invasiveness is what keeps me breathing. That landed with me. I adjusted.
We also found rituals that mattered. Sitting together for 5 minutes before sleep and naming 3 small things we noticed about the day. A weekly check-in where we asked one hard question and one gratitude. And a rule that if a boundary was crossed, we paused intimacy until it was addressed. Those rituals rebuilt the bedroom more than any speech ever could.
Patience with timelines was huge. I used to expect healing to look linear. It doesn't. 1 week felt like progress. The next, we were back at square one. I had to hold both the grief and hope at the same time.
If you're listening and you're in that wrecked place right now, your pain is valid. You don't owe anyone quick forgiveness. Give yourself permission to grieve. At the same time, notice the boring proofs. Not fireworks, but repeated small returns. That pattern matters when you decide whether to try repair.
To the person who betrayed, own the small stuff. Show up in the mundane. Say the same thing every day until it becomes true. Don't ask for trust. Earn it. And to the person who was hurt, you don't have to decide right now. Set boundaries. Protect your safety first.
Quick reminder, this is lived experience, not clinical advice. If this episode brings up a lot, please consider talking to a licensed counselor or a trusted support line. You don't have to do this alone.
If this landed for you, hit subscribe and leave a note. What one small thing helped you start to trust again? Or just type, I hear you, if it's too raw to share. Those tiny messages matter to other people reading later.
Take a breath. If you're listening in the dark, know this. We rebuilt a bedroom out of careful repeating gestures, out of boundaries and honesty, and out of choosing each other again, slowly. That doesn't erase the hurt, but it makes room for a new kind of intimacy. We're still learning. We're still choosing each other. You can get through this, one small, steady step at a time.
I hear you. You're not alone.
We're Samnang and James. This is SNJ Pride. You're not alone.